again. I think I'm just going to go ahead and stick with the fact that this new free phone may be free for a reason, but it's just not working well at all. I'm not gonna use it. But give me another phone. Anyway, so welcome everybody. Nightcap at 9. Boom. I was just before Matthew, if you're back on, let me text you. You need to start putting the links back on for me again. I appreciate that. For those of you who don't know who I am, and well, thank you, Matthew. And I'm sure those who are watching do. There has been I must admit, I was leaving off saying that how I'm just like over the top with what I see, the onslaughts, and I'm going to start tagging people, but the onslaughts of what I see in the community and in the world. The atrocities against family, values, virtues, it's just overwhelming. All in the name of, I want to do what the hell I want to do, when I want to do it, and I don't want anybody to judge me. If I could narrow it all down to one, boop, I would narrow it down to that. We end up voting for people that have absolutely, positively no best interest in hand for us. We end up making choices and decisions that change our life for decades. Can't ever get back on track. All in the name of the little God called I. I want what I want when I want it now. Well, I'm going to give credit to those who have gone through and, a lot of us have gone through a lot of things. I'm with them on that. I got that. I got it. But right now, when I look at where the world is and where we are as a human being, because that is the only race we need to put on any damn application. You need to put a little box there. Don't check white. Don't check black. Don't check crap-a-loo-ya, nothing. What I do is I draw a little box under all those nationalities and races, and I check human. I write human and then check the box. And when people look at me and they see it, they look back at me, I know what they're thinking, but they're not going to say nothing. Good. We are at such a crossroads right now in history and time. History is being made. Well, history is always being made, but right now, the way we respond to what's going on has a lot to do with it. But I have never seen, guys, I've been around for a little while. I'm celebrating my birthday month. I've been around for a little while with my 5 grown children, 16 grand, and my grown children are basically all in their 50s. I've seen some things, but I have never in my born days seen the attacks that I have seen on the family. I just have never seen it. I've never seen it like this. Everything possible. And what's really, this is going to be off the cuff for a moment. I'm going to get back to my normal, all my notes, a radio show. Got it. What really bothers me is what I see with the young white male. Oh yeah, I know I'm giving Black Lives Matter and every damn body else a fit right now. But that's what that is like, ugh. I'm on it, baby. I'm on it. What I see is something I saw when I was growing up in the inner city of Detroit. It was a social castration, the social castration of the African-American male. I am not mistaken not the slightest. I know what I saw, and I know who I saw. And I knew I saw who was doing to what I saw. The African-American male had been whittled down to a point of non-importance, not needed, subservient to the woman, and definitely to society. I remember growing up and seeing that as a little girl. As I said before, if you heard this story, you want to click off, you can, no problem. I'm not trying to win friends. As a matter of fact, I'm probably making more enemies in what I say and do than I am friends. But I remember my mother and my welfare was just a generational, not a curse, a generational legacy to be on welfare. And so my mother had 4 little girls. She actually had 5 kids. But one of them was living with their father and grandparents in California. My brother, whom I never saw, but I knew we had. My mother, I remember being at finally meeting a man in her life, that actually was working, bringing home money. We sit at the table and having dinner. I would look at my sisters while we were all eating like, do you see what I see? Family. There's a mommy. There's a daddy. There's my sisters. Oh my God. I remember that. I couldn't explain why the mechanics of all of this, but I knew what I saw. And I know what I felt. Let me get some water. Hold on just for 1 second, guys. I just ate a meal. And I need to do some. So, I know what I felt. And I know what I saw. And during that time, hey, Bob, hey, woo. Well, wait. Thank you. And Bob, I did get the gift. I want to talk to you about that. That was awesome. The art gift. That was beautiful. So I know what I saw. I knew that while we were all eating our dinner, my mother had prepared, that normally was just us 4 girls. But all of a sudden, there was a male species at the table. Now, I got to be what? Kindergarten? Yeah, something like that. Maybe. No, I was a little older, 7, whatever. So I'm looking and I'm seeing this person, and I like him. His name is Mr. Lucky. I think his name was originally, his formal name was Robert Elon or whatever. And we're all eating, and all my sisters are eating in there. And I'm thinking, does anybody see what I see? We are family here. Oh my word! There's mommy. There's a man. That's like a daddy. I'm thinking Harry Nelson. I'm thinking, yes, I'm thinking of family. And then there would be this boom, 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 knock on the door. And when there would be thank you very much. Thanks, Bob. Yes, it did arrive in my piece. And I only opened a little bit of it, the package you sent me. I'm going to look at it more shortly. So I remember when the knock would be at the door, bam, 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 my mother would say, who is it? Mr. Lucky would kind of freeze. And they would say, social worker. And what would transpire in the next 10 to 15 minutes could be a movie. My mother would get to moving, putting the toasters up, putting irons up, anything that she bought brand new. Mr. Lucky, go in the closet, everything. We'll sit on the couch, be quiet. See no evil, say no evil. For me, we'll shut the hell up right there on the couch. I remember that. I do. And I wanted to ask a question. She like. So then when the social worker would come in with her nice little briefcase and her blue and white, they all look the same. Not because they were all white. They just all look the same, the way they dress. It's just period. She'd come in and then she'd look at us and pinch her little cheeks and whatever and look around, do her little checks, and then she would leave. My mother would take a breath. Mr. Lucky come out of the closet. We go back to resuming. And I'm going like, what the? Yeah. What was that all about? I'll tell you later, baby, she'd tell me. And she did. She see, Mommy told me that she was on welfare and that it was important that in order for us to continue to get the check, get our bills paid, get food stamps, blah, 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 that Mr. Lucky couldn't be a part of our life. Getting new things in the house couldn't be a part of our life. Yes, she did. I'm not making this up, guys. Yes, she did. So I didn't understand all the mechanics of it, but I went, oh, okay. We'll just put Mr. Lucky up, but we want to keep right. So the thing that I noticed during that era in time, as I grew up, and maybe 5-10 years later, that the African American male became smaller, 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 and smaller. As far as his place in society, as far as his place in being needed, being a source to the community. And the African American woman kept higher and higher and higher and higher. From the welfare check to jobs available and everything. While the African American, I saw it. I call it to this day. I call it now. I can identify it. I got the lens. Social castration of a person. Now, why is Miss Lorraine telling you that now? Because that was long ago, right? Right now, Black Lives Matter, Black is power. Right. Give me a break on that. I'll give you my caveats on that later. The reason why I'm telling you that now, because I'm seeing the same thing happen again. Don't be mistaken. Not with the African American male. Oh no. Right now you can be black and do any crazy thing you want and get away with it. Yeah, we're seeing that all over, right? Yeah. If you're black and you're watching this, don't get mad at Miss Lorraine. If you're liberal and you're watching this, I'm sorry, you're going to be mad eventually. So just hold on. If you want to click off, you can. That's okay. I'm going to still say what I need to say. So, and so the whole point was that the African American men, they didn't fit. They didn't fit in society. They were not the heads of their home. All the things that God had placed them to be. They were not the breadwinners. They were not the bread makers. No. And now I'm seeing it, like I said, on another group of people. Are you ready? I'm seeing it on the young white males. I'm seeing it on white males, white men, Caucasian. Yeah. So much to the point that even in the commercials, see, I have an eye for marketing only because I do. I retired from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, quality control, marketing, customer service. I just love it. I love marketing. I do. I just do. And what I noticed is that in the commercials about maybe right around the pandemic, a little bit before then, it was even more clearer. But what I noticed about maybe past 7, 8, 10 years is that the African American, the white males, or male period especially, they became the dorks in the commercial. Even now, if you look at them from right now in the past 2 years, white men are the dorks in the commercial. They're in the back. They're the ones, if you open up, oh, honey, that's not drinking water. That's new laundry detergent. They're the dorks. And I know you think that I may be nitpicking, but I know what the hell I saw long ago, and I can see the imagery is kind of the same today. Boom. I know what I'm saying. And what's worse is what I see when I look at my young white boys, little males, yeah. I see something. I see this destitute. I see this lost look. I see this like, where do I fit? wait a minute. Society is really, woo, with the women. Woo, if you're black. Woo, if you're gay. And damn, if you're trans, you got it made. And I'm not none of those, says the young white male. See, and if it wasn't for the fact that Miss Lorraine want me, for the past, really, way before the 20 years of my nonprofit, long before that, I've always been working with kids all my life. If it wasn't for the experience I've had of over 20, 25, 30 years, really, long before I moved here to Texas, garnered that experience that I can see into the windows of their soul, which is their eyes. If it wasn't for that experience that I had, I would think that, maybe I'm a little wacko. That's okay, I probably am, but it doesn't matter, I know what I'm saying. But I know I'm right. And guys, I'm a little afraid. So all the much more do I feel the fervor and the fire to get involved. And let me retract that. Not afraid. I am deeply concerned because I fear nothing and no one but God. I live my life to this day as if this is the day I must go, I done. You know what that means? That's that Negro spiritual that says, I done what you told me to do. I live my life as if I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. It's how I live every day. So that's what I get for eating fast. And I say that because that was just us opening possibly to where I'm going. For those of you know, I'm Lorraine LeMon. Matthew is already, my social media person, has already put the links up there. You can find out more about my website, my Twitter channel feed, which I'm not a big Twitterer, but I do have it. Website, Twitter, my Facebook, which you already have, and then of course my YouTube podcast, and then Hill Country Patriot Radio. Again, my website, Facebook, my YouTube, my Twitter, and then of course, Hill Country Patriot, all 5 of those things. So you can find out more about me. And if you want me to come to your areas, by the way, I'm going to be in the Detroit area. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be going in July and hopefully doing a Zoom with the Blexit up there. Can you believe there's a Blexit? You know what Blexit is, by the way? It means blacks who exited the whole Democratic Party. And they're in various areas, Rochester and further up in Michigan. Yeah, they are. And so, and Rochester and that area is kind of close to Detroit. So I'll be speaking at a Zoom thing for them there, and it'll be great. I'll tell you more about it as I get close to that. Let me do this. Let me go to the Father in prayer really quick, and then I'm going to be tagging some people as I'm talking along about how Nightcap got started. I'm going to make it real brief, because I'm already late. Just as I've been quite a few times, and most of the time. So let's go to the Father in prayer, and then let me start. Father, in the name of Jesus, I thank you that you give me, yea, and my brothers and my sisters and my friends, the opportunity to come before your throne of grace. And what do you allow us to do? You allow us as to be not only your children, but you are our Father, our God, and our friend. What religion has those 3 proprieties? Where the God is our Father, our friend, and our God. Who has that? No other religion but Christianity. I thank you in Jesus' name. I ask you to bless the people, the hearers, as well as what I speak. Correct me what I need to be corrected in Christ's name. Amen. Let's go on. So I'm going to be talking about how this all got started. I always do this is the opening for new people. Invite your friends. Hey, tag people. Come on. Unless you're just embarrassed to show Miss Lorraine out. Just tag up your friends, and I'm going to tag some people too, and then we're going to get back to it. I'm going to keep talking. So this all started, guys, you know the deal. Most of this started when? This started when me was about many years ago, not many, but several years ago. You know, Trump was about to be in office or was in. I can't remember which is which, but it was so much division going on. I decided, why can't I do something to put people in a position where they can have the conversation? And that's what I did. I still didn't have the conversation. I thought I would do a Facebook Live, and I did, and it worked. I did the Facebook Live, and people, they were chiming in big time. Not only were they chiming in big time, but then people also were having little heated conversations. And it got kind of heated, but people were not nasty like they are today. Lord Jesus help us. They were not nasty like they are today. So that was really important. Then I decided to keep going. The topics were really they weren't really risque like they are right now. They're pretty much like that now. They really are. So, all right, that's enough. And so then I started this whole Facebook thing. I didn't have a name for it, but we had all kind of topics and things that we talked about, and it was pretty good. About Democrats, the Democrats, the Republicans, this and that. Oh, Donald Trump, and so, but it was really good. So then after the election and all of that, I stopped it. I started back again this last year, December 26th, my husband's birthday. And that's how I remember, of course, when I started was because this is his birthday, the day after Christmas. I feel sorry for anybody whose birthday. God help you all if your birthday's anytime in December. Used to be the week of, you're up, it's creep. But now you're in December. I feel sorry for you. You just need to just give up the ghost and move on. Because people, Christmas, it's get all swarmed. They forget all about you. So I started it, but my subjects are a little bit risque and the fact that I leave nobody unscathed. I need to do some caveats really quick here. I am a Christian. I love the Lord. You're right, but I'm not a religious person. No, I do not care for religious people. Religion, yes, but not religious people. And now why? Because religious people compartmentalize Jesus Christ, and they compartmentalize their walk with him so that nobody don't want to really be around them. It makes them double-minded. What the word of God says is unstable in all their ways. It makes them hypocritical. They're really pine, very nice in church, and then they're going to do, I'm sorry. I am the same woman, same person up in the church as I am up in the club. I'm loud. I'm very vocal. I'll get up and dance. I just am. That's what it is. So, and I like that. I mean, God likes that. I like that. And Jesus can be whatever he wants to be in me, through me, wherever. So even though I'm a Christian, I'm not a religious person. So what I was getting to is my topics were kind of, they were kind of out there, and this still is today. They are kind of out there. They started a little bit more political, but now they're just in every area. Why? Because everything is political. Did you hear Miss Lorraine? Everything really is political. We as Americans, I'm going this week on the word the collective no. The collective no means the Democrat, the gay, the straight, the lesbian, the conservatives, the liberals, all in between, the progressives, all are going to have to come together and say no, hell no. Yeah. And you know what? And it is happening. They're coming together. And what we all have to do is recognize this one thing. Put that little box in your application. Put it in your mind. Where they have when you're filling out an application. Are you black? Are you white? Are you this? Are you that? And you check, hell no. You write in a little box and make a little box next to all those other little boxes and right next to it, human. And then check it. Because we're all in the same pot together. Frogs boiling together. Yes, we are. And the sooner we get that, the better off it would be. Write this down when I'm thinking about this. So, my topics been, and I'm going to try not to hold you long tonight, Lord Jesus, help me. So, and my topics have been pretty edgy, like the definition of a true liberal, which is one that not just gives us a hand up, but gives us a hand out. They are constant. Their programs are designed to cripple, and then while the programs are not working, they already have another program in the mix to make the damn crutches. Yeah. We don't need your help. You're not helping. I feel like saying that you're not helping. You're crippling. You're not helping. And so, my topics really had a lot to do with that. And so now I went into like another one of my topics were edgy like that. Another one of my topics is, why do black women who gain powerful positions push the race card and marry white men? What the hell is that about? Can anybody help the girl? I need some help up in here. Huh? Why? How can you push the race card and then, what? Marry white men. Miss Whoopi Goldberg, 2 or 3 white men you've married and 2 or 3 you've been living with off and on. So I don't get that. I don't get that. Somebody need to call her, on the carpet about that. I would be the person, absolutely. Her mama, my mama, and our Democratic mama, and papas are rolling in the grave today. I guarantee you, because this is not the Democratic Party that we see now that they died, bled, and lived for. Not at all. I'm even willing to bet that if you looked at the platform of some of the Democratic Party in the 50s or maybe a little bit later, but mostly beyond, you would think you'd be reading the platform of the Republicans. Get families together, keep husband and wife together. You would be thinking you're reading a conservative thing. You'd be thinking that. What the hell? What happened? So, anyway, so my topics have always been edgy. And since that time, and even more so, one of the books I'm trying to work on, Pray For Me, I'm flipping back and forth between Juke Joint Girl, my life story, as well as the Black by Popular Demand series, which is a 4 or 5 little small, easy reads. Number 1, Pimps, Politicians, and Crooked Preachers. Number 2, 6 Easy Steps How to Lead the Plantation. Number 3, Who's Really Killing Black People? Yes. And number 4, Stop Drinking the Kool-Aid. So it's another one too. But so I'm going back and forth because my time is really stretched with a lot of other things that I'm doing. I'm getting better, but I could use your prayer. So with that said, when I do Nightcap at 9, let's move it on. I do Nightcap at 9 because on the radio, and guess what, guys? You're happy, proud of Miss Lorraine. I'm typing my notes. Normally, here it is. Well, no, this is the way my notes look. I pull up in the driveway, and I make a line, and I make a box, and then I fill it in, and fill it in, and fill it in. Boom, done. But at least I'm typing my references and my stuff, my data and stuff where I get it from, so that when I'm coding, I can say where I got it from. And it keeps it a little bit better. So, with all that said, let me just go into this part. I had one other people I want to, hold on, I'll keep on going. With all that said, I'll go into this part. I had I do my funny. When I open up, I do a prayer like I just did now on the radio. And then from there, I do a funny and a furious. And when I do the funny or furious, sometimes my funnies are not so funny. You're not at all. So, but this is funny. I saw this where in Chicago or was in New York, police were trying to stop an incident of what was going on. And out of nowhere, of course, black people running up, fighting the police. One lady with a piece of a board, a wood board, and while they're trying to stop a fight, they're being beat up. The police themselves, or he's been pushed on. These cities who say defund the police, they crack me up. I mean, this is funny, but it's just lunacy. And so somebody's robbing their behinds, to someone's breaking in their houses. Then they want the police out there. I don't get it. They should, I mean, they should get a notice in the mail. Sorry. Or recording. Hello, 911. I'm sorry. This precinct has been defunded and we're unable at this time to answer your call. Please take other measures as best you can. That's what needs to hell to happen. So, we got Merrick Garland. Not Merrick Garland. We've got Eric Adams, and we got these other mayors and governors in New York and Chicago worrying about Trump and everything else. And let me give my other caveat. I'm not a trumpeter. I'm an American, and I'll talk to you why I feel we need the best damn man at the job, at the table right now. Not tomorrow, right now. So, my funny was the day that in this was that how here in Chicago, I believe it was, that they are actually beating off the police that's trying to get involved with the shooting that had taken place with a black on black crime. Go figure that. Go figure that. Listen, you want to talk about race, let's go to this really quick before I get to the funny. So that's my funny. And my theories is this: when they stopped the children in the Capitol from singing the national anthem. In the past, I don't know, a couple of days or so, go look it up. The guards came and told a children's choir. You see, this is where Miss Lorraine loses it when it comes to the kids. Something happens, okay? Unglued. That's why I'm so glad the fathers are saying, leave our kids alone with the sex thing. Leave our kids alone. Leave our kids alone. Damn straight. So, here it is in the Capitol. They stopped these kids from singing. And they say the reason why they told the kids they couldn't sing was because it's a demonstration. Can you believe that? Yes, they did. They said because it's a demonstration. Hell yes, it's a demonstration. It's a demonstration that children have been taught the national anthem for their country, and they're singing, and they happen to be a choir. This infuriates me. I don't know about you. Maybe you can go back to drinking your Chardonnay, having your brisket, or smoking your tobacco, your cigar. I can't. I'm willing tomorrow almost to start a damn choir just for kids to travel to go do that. You want to call it a demonstration? Then let's make it a demonstration then. We're going to really demonstrate. That's how I feel about that. Yes, I do. So that's a funny that turns into a furious. Sometimes my funny and my furious on the radio turns from a funny to a furious. So this is kind of like a funny, but more of a furious to me. That you would stop children from singing the national anthem in the Capitol on the grounds that it's a demonstration. You know what? When you got those people, homeless population and drug addicts shooting up, peeing on this in front of everybody, excrement and bowel, that's a damn demonstration too. No. I remember saving up a lot of money, and then also doing a huge fundraiser, and I took about maybe 15, 18 kids to Washington, D.C. That was very big for them. We flew on an airplane. We stayed in a hotel. We got gym shoes. We walked throughout the Capitol everywhere. We ate lunch where the representatives ate lunch. We even went to a couple of doors and knocked on the doors. Like, hello, I'm an American. It was such a wonderful experience. I think back now and look at that trip and look at what they're doing now. This is how far we've come. So, but anyway, so I like to start off with my goddess. G for I do this to keep things in order. G for guns, A for abortion, R for race, D for drugs. As a matter of fact, R for race and religion, D for drugs, I for immigration, S is for sex scandals in schools. But I'm not going to move on the garters today. I'm on that collective no. I'm going to be on the collective no, gosh, for what? All this week. I really am. Now, what is a collective no? The collective no means there's every type of group that you can name, except for trans. Don't get mad at Mr. Lorraine. If you have a trans or you're a trans, and you're going to prove me right now. Because you can either clip off or you won't call me, you won't talk unless you're going to take the skin off your face. Trans, you cannot have a conversation with. I'm pushing Americans to have a conversation with someone don't look like you, don't believe like you, don't think like you, and it's not of the same party. I'm pushing that. But you can't have a conversation with a trans. And we've talked about that before, and we'll talk about it later. So on the radio show today, that's what I've been pushing was a collective no. I talked about my furious was the fact with the children. My funny is the fact that Chicago, who wants to defund the police, they show actual people with boards trying to beat the police while the police is trying to do their job concerning a shooting. They're trying to get evidence about the shooting. Well, who is this? And then mark it up there with the boards. So, that's my funny at the same time. The other thing I mentioned today on the radio was Daniel Perry. Daniel Perry, it's a damn shame. Here is a young man in college on the bus, on the transit, whatever it was in New York, and he sees this person that gets on there, and this person said, let me read exactly his words. He said this. He said the man, this is a video of Daniel Perry talking about what, the man that he constrained and then he died and they say it's a racist thing. Woo! Okay, because everything is racist now. My cat, my dog, my rat, you, me. I'm chocolate and black as I can be, dreadlocks. I'm a racist. So my white brother and sister, I hate to tell you, you don't have a snowball's chance in hell. Everything's a racist. And when everything's a racist, nothing is. It just continue to control you. Yeah, right. So he said, the attorneys for Daniel Penny released the new interview clips of him and what he said. He said this in quote. He says the three main threats that this man repeated over and over. I'm going to kill you. I'm prepared to go to jail for life, and I'm willing to die. Okay, so now let me just stop real quick. Any of us with a human brain functioning in any capacity, hear those three things. I'm going to kill you. I'm prepared to go to jail for life, and I'm willing to die. Oh, no, come on now. Is that what you think the hell you would do? No. He went into the mode of a military person. That mode is the way they're trained to begin with. Yes. Domestic and abroad. Remember that vow? Enemies, domestic and abroad? Absolutely. That means right here in our own background, yard, and beyond as well. He went into that mode. And this is the words that he said. That really, he says, I had to act. He said, I couldn't just sit still and let him carry out these threats. Which is where my collective no moves you into now. We can no longer just sit still. Guys, you can't. I know. I hear it. I see you in the stores, shopping, getting your meals together, making everything perfect. I'm so sorry to tell you. That we're all in this together. Yeah. And it is coming to a neighborhood near you, one way or another. Grandchildren, sons, daughters. Look at Dan. Look at Daniel Penny. Look at that. Come on, guys. Just an average, ordinary young man going to college, taking the bus, is coming to a neighborhood near you. So this is why the collective no has to begin to come together. Absolutely. It could be your son. It could be your grandson. It could be your daughter. It could be your granddaughter. It could be your husband. It could be you. The Daniel Penny that you see that they have on trial for manslaughter is the everyday Joe like me and you. Oh, yeah, don't give me that race crap, hallelujah. Hell to the no 17 times. Because when he did that, those threats were made to black, pink, polka dot, white, stripe, and all in between. That's who those threats were made to. Daniel Penny is a hero in my eyes because of these famous words. He says, I knew I had to act. He even said at one point, I was afraid. But I could look at the eyes of everyone else that was just as afraid as I was, if not more. How could I not do nothing? That's how I feel about me. And you think I'm so passionate, it's because I feel like, how can I not speak? How can I not speak? I must speak. I must speak. So I talked about a little bit of that on the radio today. And then I talked about Soros' son. I didn't mention that, but George Soros' son is taking over and George is stepping down. Give me a break. Let me get this down before I forget this too. Give me a break. More than likely, guys, he's been running it all the time. Soros has been up in age for a while. You're right. And if you don't know who George Soros is, just look at, I think it's now, is it 17 or 15? Look at all of the AGs, the attorney generals of the various major cities. And okay, let me get this. Look at those cities and look at the ones that are basically Democrat ran, yes, and those that are paid, and even if they're not, if they're Republican and the attorney generals are paid by George Soros. Yeah, he gives them. I mean, they get their normal salary from the state or whatever, but give them, yeah, right. George Soros. So when a criminal comes in, he's catch and release like he's some rare fish in the river. Did you know that some of the Democrats, liberals, gays, strays, Republicans whose children had been killed, murdered, stabbed, raped, robbed, maligned in all kinds of ways was by criminals who had been already caught 3 and 4 times? You don't think that's coming to a neighborhood near you? You don't think for one moment that you are not going to have to get in the rally point pit of the collective no? You are sadly mistaken, Mr. and Mrs. America. I'm sorry. I know you are like a nice little good news and a nice hot toddy to go to bed with. You might have to go get you some Jack Daniels and get you a cup of tea and pour some Jack in it. But nonetheless, I'm telling you the truth. It is coming to a neighborhood near you, one way or another. If God who sits high looks low, and he does, is omnipresent, omniscience, and omnipotent, and he is. Meaning omnipotent, he has all power. Omniscience, he's all-knowing. Omnipresence, he's at the end and the beginning of history at the same time. He saw this crazy days coming. Yes, he did. And then out of all the times you could have been born, get this, because it's Bible. He saw fit that you were here for right now. Let me tag one other person I keep her. I know she's going to want to, she might, oh, no, not that. I got one other. He saw out of all the times you could have been born that you're born now. So the question is, you have to ask yourself, why you, why here, why now? If we could get that into our psyche, oh yeah. If we could just get that why you, why here, why now, that would make a huge difference. Yeah, you could have been born in 1782. Thank God I wouldn't, because I wouldn't have made that slave ship. They'd have threw my butt off earlier, from the time they left the dock. So, why not Spain? Why weren't you born in, Madrid, Spain? Why, See, God has set this whole thing. I call it the DS factor, the divine setup. Your mom, she just decided to have kids. Your mom had nothing to do with it. The word of God speaks clearly when it says, I saw you drowning in your mother's blood, and I chose you to be born for such a time as this. A time that I saw these things coming, and I put you in it. What? Oh, for me to just go to school and have my 2-car garage and my life and my marriage? No, I'm sorry. Those are just slight benefits of the job. And if you see me being a little upset, sounding that way, I probably am. I am. Because I have come to the conclusion, and I wish I could package this in a box. I think I'd be filthy rich. And that is this. You are not here for you. All these other wonderful things that are happening in this beautiful great are benefits, little side perks. You are here for God's purposes. And that's why when he set you down, he didn't put you in this time in the earth and said, oh, I'm going to give you, let me think, I'm going to give, this word of God says, he gives gifts unto men. I'm going to give you the gift of how to be able to plow a land with a mule in the 21st century. We don't need it then. Okay. Well, I'm going to give you the gifts, how to be able to build stagecoaches. Hello? Right. He gave you the gifts to answer to the society issues of the time. Can you get that? Just for a second. He gave you the gifts to answer to the societal issues of the time. Well, anyway, I'll go on so I won't get to preaching on that too much. So, on the radio today, I talked about Daniel Perry, his innate ability to protect domestic and abroad, jumps up to try to save people on that transit station, and then they now have him for manslaughter. It's like, and let me just go real quick. You know how I talk about woke, the woke thing. If I get on that, you guys, we'll be here all night, and I can't. So, and how woke is a religion. It's a religion. It has 3 C's: a cult, a community, and a creed. Wokeism is a religion of the West. The religion of the West. The religion of the West. You're not going to find wokeism in the East Arab countries. You're not going to find wokeism anywhere in China. You're not going to find wokeism in Pakistan, India. You can find wokeism in English-speaking countries: Australia, UK, America, and Canada. And wokeism is a religion. It's a religion of the West, English-speaking countries. And in the wokeism, it is a religion, and a religion is defined by these 3 basic elements: a cult, a creed, and a community. A cult, a creed, and a community. Wokeism does not have any grace, does not have any forgiveness. You're going to believe all their way or no way. They don't even allow you to make a mistake. And if you do make a mistake and say, don't apologize, Mr. and Mrs. Christian conservative. And if you don't believe me, ask the Blue Jays guy, the guy that's with the Toronto Blue Jays. He simply only tweeted what he felt as a human being. He didn't down homosexual gays. And the whole point was about, you know how the Dodgers allowed the Sisters of Indulgence? Let me get it right. The Sisters of Indulgence to come in on their opening game day or whatever, to dress up as nuns. And then to dress up as nuns, and they put on all kind of a fake breast in front of them and a habit. And instead of born again, they put porn again. I mean, they just every way they can brandish everything about it. Yes, they did too. Yes, they did too. I was trying to find the notes on that so I could read you exactly what they said. So we have that, and then you turn around, and then you have people like the Toronto Blue Jays. This guy who says, you know what? I feel it's okay. They should just stay with themselves. They didn't have to put it on anyone else. We're not asking. He just made a simple statement. He didn't talk about them. He just said there's no place for it in certain areas with kids or something like that. Oh, what was he thinking? What was he thinking? Oh, no, he shouldn't have said that. First of all, the Toronto Blue Jays called him down on it. They made him retracted. He made an apology. And this is the one thing you don't do. Listen, guys. Don't apologize. Stop it. If you apologize to the woke mob, they will slaughter you. They will pull your eyebrows out, plucked one by one. They don't consider that as, oh, now you're agreeing with this. No. Don't apologize. And you can never be a little bit woke. Well, I'm just gonna take care. I'm gonna agree with them when it comes to animals, because I love little poodles. And I'm gonna make sure that all the poodles are like, you can't be a little bit woke. If you take care of one little thing, they're coming at you for everything. So the religion of the woke is that it doesn't have any grace, and it does not forgive. Ever. Even when you repent or you apologize, doesn't work. So the Toronto Blue Jays, I think Andrew, whatever his name, they have now they wouldn't let him play. Can you believe that? This is after he apologized. After he apologized, they still would not let him play. So now what? So what do you do? What do you do when that happens? So this is why you don't, I can say it over and over again, you don't, guys, you don't, please. You don't apologize. You don't apologize for what you believe. You do not do it. You do not, I'm sorry. When it comes to wokeism, you do not apologize. If you made a mistake and hurt somebody, I understand that. Physically hurt somebody, I got that. I'm not talking about that kind of apology. I'm not talking about that kind of apology. I am talking about the wokeism attitude that if you apologize for your Christian belief, apologize for your family beliefs, apologize for what you believe in as a human being. Here it is. It said that he apologized. It says it shouldn't be a shock, but apologizing to the woke mob carries zero benefits. You won't be forgiven. This is the New York Times article, and it says these people are out to destroy like the barbarian hordes of old, and tragically MLB, Black Lives, the whole thing. Anyway, this picture, Anthony Bass has learned the hard way this lesson. Bass, a devout Christian, shared an Instagram story where he supported the boycotts of Bud Light and Target, which triggered the left and all of their atrocities in sports journalism and all of their accolades too. The incident occurred last month. He apologized, but that didn't spare his fate. He was out last week from the Toronto Blue Jays. 32, here's a young man. Let's get this right. Here's a young man who simply just tweeted that he agreed with the boycotts of Bud Light. He agreed. You cannot have a say-so with the woke mob. You can't speak. This is why, Mr. Rain, all this week and probably the rest of this month, I'm going to be talking about the collective no. No, says the Democrat, I'm not doing that. No, says the Republican, I'm not doing that. No, says the conservative, I'm not doing that. No, says the fathers, black, white, pink, polka dots, stripe, brown, yellow, and blue, and all in between. You're not teaching my kids this crapalooey and porn. No. We are all in that frog. No, I'm telling you. No, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. You think if you can just keep yours, it's not, guys. This is summer camp. I'm looking for the stories and the phone calls I will get from the grandmamas. The meemaws. Honey, baby, she just came home, said she's going to marry a woman. I'm looking for them like I do every summer, at the end of every summer. My little Ryan, KK Ray, came home with his husband. We all know someone, if not two or three more. Yeah, we do. Yeah, you do. So I am going to be talking a lot about the collective no. No, I'm not asking you to get you a poster and to march around the Capitol. No. God forbid that. I have a friend I know right now today that was there. She not only was there, she saw all the activity and it was going along well. And all of a sudden, the little fence that was about 4 feet high, keeping them away from the Capitol to some degree, it got let down. Boom. As soon as it got let down, a shot. I don't know if she said the shot went first and the fence went down. But the bottom line, I know what it was. The fence went down, and then there was this welcoming coming in. How could you still asking Nancy? She ain't answered crap yet about the answer. Why was not security in place when this happened? Then they got videos. What was the guy that they're now trying to give him prison time for? with the fact that they're walking him around the Capitol. They're letting him show the rooms, taking pictures. And they're going to give him time when the guards were walking him around. Forgot that name they called him. You know what I'm saying? With horns and everything. His dress kind of funny, but yeah. It was staged. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So I have someone that knows that. I have someone that was right there. She saw each little piece happen. And she's too afraid to come forward. She's too afraid to say, excuse me, I saw. She's afraid her family's going to be attacked. She's afraid her husband's job will be attacked. She's afraid her children in college will be attacked. She's afraid. She ain't by herself. There's a whole lot of y'all's out there. But let me tell you, fear is not going to keep you. It's not going to keep you. Eventually, the way this system is set up. So I talked about that. So how can, how often I say how can 13.4% of the population, which is a lie, it's now about 12%, which is black people, which killing themselves, highest on the top of the list for all abortions, the highest on the top of the list for murdering one another. Absolutely. Please. So how can 13.4% of the population split countries in half, cause the chaos that they do? I don't want to say we because I don't consider myself an African American. I'm an American. But how can they do that and then go back to living in abject poverty and the streets look like bombed out shelters in Beirut? How does that happen? Because of part of my book, The Crooked Pimps, Politicians, and Crooked Preachers. They are the vertex point. Black people has been used from the beginning of time. Yes, absolutely. And when you talk reparations to me, I'm the best chocolate face to be talking to. Because here's my deal. If you're going to do reparations, and bring every damn body to the table. America wasn't making any ships. We didn't build any damn ships during that time. Who made the ships? Take them to the table. Wait a minute. When we went on the ships and went and got the people from Africa, you can't get a white policeman to show up in a black hood right now without ears or all kind of catcalls going on. We know they're up in there. They'll know they're up in there, right? Yes, they will. You mean to tell me that a whole bunch of white people can get on a boat and go travel to Africa and show up and nobody know they're there? Give me a break, please. So you need to bring to the table the chieftains, the tribes that are still. Africa only to just about 5 years or so ago lost itself as being the #1 top of slave trade going on in this modern day. The Arabs are beating them out. Where's your little, let's see, ACLU and humane, please. Please. So yes, I'm pushing that we all begin to look at what a collective no looks like. You don't have to necessarily call anybody. What are you going to say no about today? No, it's coming to you. It's coming to you. And when it comes to you, that's when you say no. Well, we need you to sign this so that your little Megan can be able to have, have a nice little, yes, be educated concerning sexuality. I remember one time one of my kids in a program, I don't mention my nonprofit here because I keep it separate because there'll be an excuse for that. I said, you want to come and help and work out today? We really need your help. Oh, no, I can't. Well, we're going to be, you needed some volunteer work on hours. I can't right now, Miss Lorraine. Why? Because I got to go to my club. I got to go to a club. What club? After school club. Yeah, my diversity club. This was a couple of years or so ago. Right here in our little town here in Carterville area. So I said, well, what is that about? I knew. But I wanted to hear what they told her. What she perceived it to be. Well, that's where you go. You get a chance to talk and share and chat about, for instance, if you got some things that's bothering you and your sexuality and your race and you can't really talk about it at home. Oh. I'm going to start right now because I don't want to break down crying. Because the demise of what happened to that girl, smart, 4.0, studying, wanting to be the congresswoman, unbelievable, sitting with judges, listening to, sits in a mental institution now. at least for a while, till the insurance runs out. That girl came home after about 4 or 5 meetings, cursed the mother and father out, told them I hate you, I hate your American ideas, right here in our program. Yeah, you got that right. On your dime and dollar on a public school, right? So if you think for one moment, if I'm sounding, oh, she's just trying to scare us. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to say where they've gone woke, we need to wake up America. It is here. Not just coming to a neighbor. It's already here. The collective no. When politicians look out on the floor and see the black, pink, polka dot, stripe, yellow, brown in between, Republican, gay, straight, whatever, all saying no. When crooked preachers and politicians and pimps see all of us saying no, that's how it's going to work. Now I'm going to get on Mr. Trump for a minute so we can move on. I made a big statement. Let me see if there's anything else I left off. Now I won't talk about the treason of Joe Biden, because if I would read you what California's definition of treason is, and that would tell you. But I will say I did see this. California, state legislature condemned an anti-Catholic horde of drag queens after one of the ranking members, a gay pornographic director, was among the ultra-liberal legislature. And so, and basically, they are California's first Muslim state. He's a state legislator. He's a Muslim. And he's saying we should not allow LGBTQ to do drag queens and make fun of religion. It reminds me, I don't know what representative it was. He got it one day, he's Republican, and he said, hello, my name is so-and-so, so-and-so, you guys know that, but today I'm identifying as a black woman. Yeah, I'm sure the air went out of that room like they could have passed out. So when I say that the sexualization of a nation and this whole thing that's going on the way it is with keeping us divided, it falls up under the category of what I call the 6 easy steps how to assassinate the spirit of America. You take away their freedom of speech, their right to protect themselves. You divide them on a basis, and you divide them by caste and class systems. You create the chaos, and then you come in as a savior, and then you control them as you divide them. It's kind of the way they do in other countries in world wars long ago, socialist takeovers. The only way that does not work is that all of the people rise up together. No, I'm not talking about going to the Capitol, no, because anything is called an insurrection out there. It's a damn shame. Nobody is saying anything else. That's what I wanted to talk about. I want to get for that. Nobody is saying anything about the so-called trial of the insurrection. Nobody is saying anything. The hours that was spent. The hours that were spent. The money you and I paid. What was the damn verdict? They done forgot all about that. They're now indicting Mr. Trump for something else. That ain't even it. No, we're on a whole nother thing. We have went full damn. I've never seen any one person. Listen, if you're a Democrat, listen to me. If you're lesbian, gay, if you listen to me. If you're Republican, listen to me. If you're conservative, liberal, or you don't know what the hell you are, you need to know that what I'm saying to you, you cannot deny. You and I, if you've been on this planet for any amount of certain years, have never seen such a vile and hatred against one person politically. Other than, I don't know what. Like they have with Donald Trump. And here is the ticket we have missed. When they had those long drawn out meetings and trials and the committees, and Nancy kicked off people that didn't agree with her at all. Yeah. What was the damn conclusion? We forgot. It's just all in the air now. Right, we don't forget all about that. Huh? On to the next. You know when they were, remember the Russian collusion confusion on Donald Trump? And then you remember there were some other issues, their tax and tax evasions. While they're doing this, and we're all, oh my God, yes, they're over here, their hands are over there doing this, they're doing this over there. They were hiding the Hunter Biden. What? The Hunter Biden. What happened to that? Wait, excuse you. Hello, ding, ding, ding. Mr. and Mrs. America, what happened to that? Every time they got us like this, that's because they're over here doing that. Every time they got us like that, if we had known about the situation with Hunter Biden, you know who would not have won, don't you? And you know who would have won. Thank you, Matthew, for the time. I started late. You know it. I know it too. You know it. I know it too. And right now, they got it going again. Oh, yes. Okay, let's go back to Stormy Daniels. Don't forget her. Wait a minute, Stormy Daniels. Wait a minute, isn't that who you talked about before when he first started running? That he was with this woman, some kind of prostitute? Yes, Stormy, we've got to go back to her again. We got to keep you going. Oh, yeah, look over here. No, look over here. And you know why we got to look over here right now with the indictment? We can't, anything we do, he can't win. We got to look over here. Because the cases that are being brought against the Biden family and their unbelievable corruption. La, 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 la. One more time again. Aren't you tired, America? Aren't you tired? I am. I'm tired of being jacked, shafted, screwed, tattooed. You know the whole deal. Right. Abused. Aren't you tired? When I look at the Bill Mahers, and I look at the people like that, progressives and liberals to the max, crossing over, and you, Mr. and Mrs. Conservative, so-called Christian, can't even do it. Yes. So if I'm preaching and I'm pushing to you today, you're right. You're damn right. I am. If I'm being a little hard, yeah, you're right. I am. I will go to this end part of it now. Oftentimes here, and again, I'm not a trumpeter. What I mean by that, I say I'm in America. I wouldn't care who or what. I'm interested in saving the country. So we're in dire need. We know that China is our daddy. Who's your daddy? China. Who's your mama? Russia. Who's the illegitimate baby they had? Mexico. Right, we got it. Found out again how Mexico, once again, is the piggyback of the fentanyl and all the new drugs and everything that was coming. There's a new one I found out that something else I found out they had been doing I did not know. Fentanyl grown or whatever it is in China. How in the hell we get fentanyl from China? Oh, we don't. China gives it to Mexico, and Mexico has these processing factories, and Mexico, they bring it to us. Right. And then the Narcan that's in our schools to revive our kids, we haven't even been told anything about it. It don't matter, because it doesn't matter. They're going to do what the hell they want to do. Till we start standing up. You're not yags. You're not your average grandma. You're the ones I keep seeing in the school board meetings, because your killings, your children of those kids, they're not coming. They got to work, got to get a job. Until they got to be called into the office, because the Narcan won't work. Narcan is not going to work with the new drug that they've laced with the fentanyl now. The fentanyl has been laced with this new drug, Examinine or something. It's not going to work. They won't be revived. So when I push the way that I'm pushing and talk the way that I'm talking, it's because I really believe the whole Trump situation that is going down right now. Some of you who do not like Mr. Trump, who do not care, as I heard a lady say, well, I just don't like his hair. And he's always twittering and tweeting. I think he's narcissistic. He's narcissistic, and his attitude, and I just think he's a bull in a china shop. I don't trust him. But here's my deal for you, Mr. and Mrs. America. Get this and get this very clear. Right now, this country is circling the drain like a bug that is being washed down. And we're holding on to the cages. What we're holding on to, guess what? Changes every few minutes. Hold on to that one. Hold on to that one. That's what's happening. Russia, China, the major world dealers. You and I, Mr. and Mrs. America, we had no idea that there was, some of us didn't even believe there was a deep state. And those who did, we had no idea the deep state was as deep as it is. So let me ask you this. With any given time for them to take over the way they're taking over, buying land, airport land, buying land right while we are in our own, buying our own land, China owning land, Lackland Air Force Base across the street and other places, across the road. So I need to know from you, as you go to bed tonight, ask yourself this question. Who would you like at the damn table right now? Someone who has discovered where all of the liars and the cheaters and the loopholes is? I don't like his hair. Hair won't have a damn thing to do with it. That would be the last thing on your mind. You need someone that can do business at the business table and don't give a crap, hallelujah. The little narcissistic, that ain't gonna be the issue. Right now, we got bigger issues and bigger fish to fry. And all of us are in the same skillet together. Okay, so I'm going to get ready to close. Let me give you a few. Matthew has already listed all my links. Twitter, YouTube, website. Of course, you see me on Facebook, my name. And then, of course, Hill Country Patriot. So he's already listed all that. So you can click and find out more stuff because they're posting it. They're posting a lot of that for me. If you live in the Hill Country area, or coming this way, August the 10th, I'm going to be speaking at the Fredericksburg Tea Party. I'm going to start, you can look at that poster. It's like awesome. It's called Tea Party of Three. Brian Bledsoe, Blexit, Candace Owens group will be on my ticket with me. We're coming in as a team. Brian Bledsoe, and the other person is Michael Semenengo, again, a military man who's given his life for this country and has an eye, a keen eye on how we need to be able to handle ourselves and what we need to do right now, save this country. So we will be sharing. It's August the 10th, Fredericksburg Tea Party at St. Joseph Hall in Fredericksburg, Texas, 6 p.m. I think it's a donation at the door of $10 or something like that. And you get something to eat. And you get a chance to get these 3 speakers. Oh, you can't beat that. And then October the 14th, or maybe October the 21st, I believe it is, I'm going to be doing Up Close and Personal with Lorraine LeMon, America's Time to Laugh. It'll be right in the Kerrville area. Be paying attention to it. I think they only seat a certain amount of people. You can call in. You'll have a QR code. It'll be on the posters. You just do it. If you can't do that, you can call in and say, put my name down. This is my name. 2 seats, whatever. You got to do that. And what else I need to say? Oh, my birthday month. Yeah. This is my birthday month. June is my birthday. What date? It doesn't matter. Why? Because Miss Lorraine starts celebrating her birthday May 29th, 30th, around that time. And I go through all the way through June. I've already been to 1 or 2 concerts. I've also been out to a couple of clubs. I've sung up in Gravity Check. And then on the 20th, I'm going to be at Gravity Check doing some blues stuff. And then Toucan Gems, I'm going to close out there that Friday. I think that the 26th or 25th. Yeah, Toucan Gems. Of course, I got to go to the beach. Richard knows that. And just a lot of good stuff. So stay tuned. I will be posting it. Listen, God bless you, keep you, make his face shine upon you, give you mercy and grace and peace all the days of your life. And may you wake up and be an American, not Americans. Love you. Good night, everybody.